Today's episode, we're going to talk about a film called The Bad Nun 3 in 2024. A 1 hour and 12 minute horror released January 5th, 2024 in the UK. Storyline: the nun has returned and set her sights on a girl alone in the mountains. Directed by Francesco Gabriele and written by John Oak Dalton. Here's the cast. Charlotte Jackson Coleman as Dina Dohana. Arthur Edwards as Leo. Cherie Farr as Charlotte. Alicia Lefetti as Lucy Lumley. Connor Powles as Carl. Kelly Ryan Sanson as Mara Dohana. Danielle Scott as Jenny. Stephen Stallone Thomas as Mike. And Matt Tolson as John. Well, I am a huge fan of the Bad Nun franchise. I watched the first one, me and little Gru, on our Puke 'em Up podcast we had. And then I watched The Bad Nun, Deadly Vows, and now The Bad Nun 3. Now, I did not realize I interviewed the writer John Oak Dalton, and apparently this movie was not quite finished, so I didn't notice it on IMDb. And I was quite surprised that I seen that he was the writer of this movie. Of the 3 Bad Nun movies, this one here is a lot more violent. Meaning, you think there's one nun, but there could be 2, and they just viciously kill for the sake of it. I thought that was pretty cool as far as the special effects have gotten very, very good in this film. Not to say that the other ones weren't. I don't mean that. But this is like a different story than the other 2. There's a story that goes with Charlotte Jackson Coleman as Dina. She has a past that is still haunting her. So she thinks. So her mother decided to rent her this house for her to go with her friends and just relax. Well, this house happens to be the same house that the nuns have killed people before. And that's basically how I got involved in the franchise for The Bad Nun. But then, all of a sudden, a nun comes to the door, knocks on the door. "It's cold out here. Can you let me in?" And as soon as they do, like the one, it would be her mother, opens the door up and gets pulverized by this nun. Now, again, that's part of this movie that's different than the other ones, is there's so much violent kills as far as stabbing, which I thought was pretty cool. So they kind of moved it, changed the storyline of it. Of course, these killers think they have a reason to do what they do, which you'll find out later in the movie. I'm not going to mention anymore, because you can watch it on Tubi. I'll post a link below. But, yeah, I really enjoyed this one. It was pretty fast-paced, too. I love the British end of it, and then to have the American writing in it, I thought was pretty cool. It's a well-put-together film, The Bad Nun 3. You'll find out who the killers are at the end and why. That being said, this is Gruesome Herzog. I give this film an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed this one a lot. Hopefully you will too. This is Gruesome Herzog. And I'm out of here.